Welcome to the Unconnoisseurs of Jazz, everybody. As we have said over the last 100 weeks, well, Matt has, whatever you do, do it to jazz. Over these last 100 weeks, we have covered 100 jazz albums that have shaken the world. Each week, we dove in to who was on the album, the historical impact of the album, and ideally, we just rated the albums as we went. For these albums, you may have been more impacted by the musicians or the music than we have, but our ratings were just simply our personal take on the album that week. Much along this journey, our personal life has also been involved in this, which we've always done and made sure to tell you all about at the end of our episodes. We would normally do, at the end of 10 episodes, a 10 for 10. Try to recap all 10 of our last weeks in a 10-minute window. This episode is going to be a recap of all 100 albums. We have granted ourselves permission to pass on albums so that if we don't want to talk about it at all, we can move on down the road. So there will be some that obviously we highlight, some of which we don't even want to talk about. But please join us in the next hour as we look over the top 100 albums that have shaken the world as viewed from this trio. With that being said, let's get into it.
Number 100. The title of the album is Loose Tubes, and it's basically a Loose Tubes Limited. It was recorded August 1986. That's Loose Tubes.
We found that album a little bit tough to find right off the bat. There was a couple of them that we are going to struggle with as far as telling you where we found it and how we listened to it. So
I had to order it from England and have it shipped over.
Absolutely. I'm going next then.
Yeah.
Do you have any other words on it?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
So, number 99, we got to investigate Sons of Kemet. The album was Burn, and it was on the Naim label in 2013. Impacted me because of following Shabaka Hutchins from that day forward. Now, 3 years later, still enjoying the music that he produces. Sons of Kemet, to me, was all about the tuba, baby. All about the tuba.
I hate to say it, but I have not been back and listened to Sons of Kemet since we started. So that's on me. I'll get back to it.
I did listen to one or two of the tracks as I was reviewing them. In fact, I listened to one or two of the tracks of Loose Tubes, and I tell you what, it's enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
When you've gone as far as we have, and what I haven't been as far as you guys have, but going back there, I could listen to that album again, the whole album. I'm sure I would enjoy it.
I'm sure you would.
Well, and I'm just going to go ahead and say, over this last 5 days, I've gorged on the top 100. So from 100 down to 83, I've gone back and listened to every one of these albums. So
The number 98, we got the chance to listen to Kamasi Washington. The name of the album was called The Epic. I know, right? It was on the Brain Feeder label, and it was recorded in 2015. This album for me, I have gone back over and over. This is almost a rut album for me, where if I can't think of something to play, I'm going right back to The Epic.
Mm-hmm. Good. Number 97.
Everybody should. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dad.
That's okay. Number 97. It's Cecile McLaurin Salvant. And the title of the album is Man Child. It's a Mac Avenue.
Woman Child.
Woman Child.
What did I say?
Man Child.
Oh, no. Cecile is Woman Child. How did I miss and say?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Whoa, man.
Yeah. Whoa. Well, if I can say, this was not one of my favorites, and I'm likely not going to go back to it. But anyway, it was recorded in 2013.
On Mac Avenue. Yeah. I had interrupted you when you'd said
Mac
that.
Avenue, CD and LP.
I enjoyed going back to it this week. I really did.
I've listened to other Cecile albums since then. I haven't gone back to Woman Child yet.
Yeah. And Dad, you and I did a recap of the first 5 women when Matt was on vacation
Yeah.
last year somewhere.
Yeah.
So we got to cover the first 5 female vocalists on this list coming down from, well, I'll tell you when we get there.
Yeah.
So then I
Good.
get to talk about Mike Westbrook Concert Band at number 97. The album was Celebration.
96.
I've heard it both ways. Number 96, Mike Westbrook Concert Band. The album Celebration, and it was on Durham label from 1967. And this was one of those other hard-to-find albums. So if y'all are looking for it, it's tough.
Yeah, we had to YouTube music this one.
It was just a YouTube video. Somebody had put one out there on YouTube and not YouTube Music.
Yep.
This was another great album to go back and listen to. The next one coming up also was, because it's a grasp of British jazz.
Yep. And coming in at number 95, Michael Garrick. The name of the album is Tropo. And it was on the Argo label on LP and CD. It was recorded in 1973. You know, it's interesting because I've gone back to Michael Garrick since we started our journey, and it's really enjoyable to listen to.
Yeah. Go ahead, Papa.
Yep.
Yes, number 94. How did that work out? Did I get to talk about our man Gregory Porter and his album Water? And it's a Latima recording CD and LP. It was recorded in 2009, and I fell in love, and not only with the music, but what I read about, and I even had an opportunity to talk at a church about marriage and the struggles and the delights of marriage, and I used his name and mentioned Browngrass, and it's just outstanding. And I've gone back and back and forward and back and listened to Gregory Porter.
You know,
it's just amazing.
From the beginning, we said as unconnoisseurs that we weren't huge fans of vocal jazz. And as soon as I heard Gregory Porter, my heart and my mind melted, and I said, I'm going to retract that statement. I'm a fan of vocal jazz.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, he's got
So
such
true.
a smooth voice.
Oh, he's a favorite of mine. You can put that little star right around my head. Favorite.
Favorite ding.
Yep.
We said that we were going to be doing a lot of dinging tonight. Ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding.
Ding.
Yes.
Yep.
And so many other great albums from Gregory Porter. Just love it. Matt, I'm
Yeah.
going to change the order because by every means.
Okay, here we go. Number 93, Brad Meldau, The Art of the Trio, Volume 1 from Warner Brothers label. It was recorded in 1996. Now, we're still at the start of our journey at this point and not really knowing what we're in for. We were so excited. I was excited to hear, to see Brad on the list, first and foremost, because I had purchased an album a long, long time ago from Brad. Didn't really care for it that much because I wasn't really into jazz. He put on Art of the Trio Volume 1, shebang. It's just banging. And then all of the other stuff that we listened to from Brad that week, we found albums that I like even better than the Art of the Trio. We texted more that week, I think, about Brad and his music. Whew, wow, that was an exciting week.
Well, you've got Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. And just go ahead and say the album that really just woke us both up to Brad.
Oh, it was Jacob's Ladder. No. Yeah. It's an amazing album. You can watch his descent into, badness and then rise out of it using some Rush tunes. That's what really interested us. So, yep, Brad Meldau.
Tip of the hat to Rush. And that week we also talked with Lily about it because we couldn't understand the German language being sung in the background. So,
Yep. Yep.
and I'm very glad to switch with you because I fell in love one more time with number 92, Tubby Hayes, Mexican Green. When we hit this album, we kept kind of wondering what was going on. It's Fontana as the label that it was on from 1967. Again, we're experiencing a lot of British jazz at this point in time, and we had to think about it. This is Jazzwise Magazine. They're across the pond. So they're bringing in albums that really should be popular and common to us, but they weren't. And Tubby Hayes, Mexican Green, going back, I can hear a little bit of every musician that he was inspired by when he plays. So this album was just yum.
Yeah.
Good.
It was a good one.
My turn.
Yep.
Okay, number 91 is Jaco Pastorius. I will tell you, it was not one of my favorites at first, but again, I went back to it this week and listened to it. I have a greater appreciation for Jaco Pastorius, and that's the title of the album. Done by Epic. It's LP and CD. It was recorded October 1975.
You know, we watched the documentary on Jaco. We studied and read everything about him. Again, it's at the beginning of our journey. I love Jaco so much. Yeah.
Well, if you read the musicians that are part of this album, it's Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought in some very heavy names. And so, at least for that reason, and if you like electric bass, you gotta check Jaco out, and I think our listeners are going to appreciate what this album is all about.
Yeah.
Herbie Hancock, Wayne Shorter,
Yeah,
Randy Brecker,
yeah,
David Sanborn, yeah, Michael Brecker on tenor. I mean, come on, that's an all-star lineup.
yeah.
And we'll get to another album where they were all together, although Jaco wasn't on the album until a later album. So that takes us to this. On the Blue Note record label from 1993 was Blue Light Till Dawn from Cassandra Wilson. Originally didn't care for it. You know, we weren't jazz vocalists, but coming back to it, man, I loved her work. I loved listening to her sing this week.
She's got such an amazing voice. I mean, smooth as butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What a range.
What a range. Yeah.
And depth as well.
Yep, for sure. All right. Coming in at number 89, we got Double Booked from Robert Glasper. It was also on the Blue Note label. This was recorded in 2009. It's a double album. You get the funky stuff on the first album, and then the straight ahead jazz on the second album. Loved it. You know, not one of my all time favorites, but I enjoyed it.
It brought up what we later found out was called neo soul, according to our look down Wikipedia lane. It had a little bit of hard bop, bebop, and it had a whole lot of current R&B music. Brought in some really great new music mixed with some really great jazz.
Yep. All right, Dan.
Okay, who's next?
You.
I am
number 88.
Number 88.
Yep.
Okay, we got the Jazz Warriors. Out of many, one people. It's Antelli's recording. It was done in 1987. That's about all I can say about that. I listened to just bits and pieces of it this week. So Courtney Pine's on it, right?
Yep.
So there's some other big names, and
yep.
You'll get into that later, won't you?
Yep.
Well, you know, it starts to tie in things together. Courtney Pine, who is he? Will we ever see him later? And the Jazz Warriors became a group now we look at as Young Warriors, which has shaped British jazz. It has been such a big landmark on what has happened. And this was the early years. Jazz Warriors was also a tough album to find We again found it on a YouTube video, so we were able to listen to the 2 tracks
Yep.
on that album. So,
Yep.
Any other thoughts on the Awesome Jazz Warriors?
Nope.
Then I'm going there. I got to go there. Number 87, baby. Larry Young and the album Unity. This was on Blue Note from 1965. I don't know why people struggle finding their own voice in music. It only took me a couple of days, says Larry Young. This album of the organist Larry Young should be in the top 20, period. Such a great album. And I had so much fun. I actually listened to it twice this week trying to do my countdown. So,
I'm thinking back to the start of the journey when we had no clue, and we did it all the way until the end where we hid what was coming up next so that we didn't get tempted. And then the name Larry Young hits us and we're like, all right, he's sitting in front of a piano, but then you turn on the music and he's sitting in front of an organ. And then we were just blown away.
Hammond B3 organ.
Oh yeah. Blown away
And
by
I
Larry.
won't forget that week because Mr. Red Young, the Austin, Texas organist, was showing off at the Texas Jazz and Blues Camp how a Hammond B3 organ works.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For sure.
And by the way, I'm going to take a technical timeout. Throughout this process, I've had the slides up on screen showing you our looking back. Don't forget to go look at our other recaps of the top 10 from 100 to 91, 90 to 81, and so on. But thank you for joining us on our journey at theunconnoisseur.com. We've appreciated you being on YouTube, on all of our podcasts. We've appreciated you on TikTok. And gentlemen, we've got less than 45 minutes remaining.
Okay.
So, Bakers.
All right. 45 minutes. Here we go.
Yes.
Number 86. Coming up at number 86 was Michael Brecker with his self-titled album, Michael Brecker. It was on the Impulse label on CD only, recorded in 1987. Drew, you texted that out this morning, and of course I had to listen to it again today. Oh, man.
What an album.
What an album.
Yeah.
I kept thinking, is it Coltrane reincarnated? But they each have their own sound, and I like them both.
I know we're not in the habit of reviewing the names of the other musicians, but Matt, there's a couple things on there you might want to highlight.
Oh yeah. Pat Metheny's on there, Charlie Hayden, and of course Jack DeJohnette. And you can hear Pat. I mean, it was no question that it was Pat on there playing the guitar. It reminds me how excited we were that week, and I was still fresh and new to jazz, and I looked up syzygy. The term syzygy is one of the song titles on the album, and it's the 3 planets that come together to form an alignment. The syzygy of this group is just simply amazing.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it my turn again?
Yeah.
Yep, your turn.
I have the pleasure then calling out number 85. That happens to be Abby Lincoln. And the name of the album is Abby's Blue. It's a Riverside production, LD and CD available, recorded in the good year, the prime year, 1959. And I'll tell you, again, we were not struck by female vocalists at first until we had a chance to listen to this and then review it and talk about it, and you'll fall in love if you haven't already. This is a great album, a great musician with a vocal range that just blow you away. So Abby is Blue.
From a golden year of jazz, 1959.
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna take the next one. That way you can have the one after.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I was going to honor that for you, but thank you.
No, number 84. We bixed this episode so bad we still use the term we bixed it. Number 84, it was Bix Beiderbecke. The name of the album, the Bix Beiderbecke Legend. It was on the RCA Victor label on LP, and this album was compilations from 1924 through 1930. It was so funny. The week that we did this, we both complained that we didn't like the music because it was scratchy and we didn't understand it and it was hard to listen to. And then then number 83 came along and we realized our mistake.
And we realized it because when we got to the next album, number 83, which is Wynton Marsalis, The Black Codes from the Underground. That was on Columbia and it was released in 1985.
You can put a star. You can put a star around my face. This in my top 5.
Yeah.
Favorite album of this journey.
When I listened to this album, that was when my ears and my eyes were open to what jazz music is. We had gotten through 15 other albums by this point in time, and it had been a fun journey. We've listened to vocal, we've listened to trumpet, we've listened to saxophone, but this one was the aha moment, if you will, when I realized what jazz is.
We're still coming out of the womb. We're still coming. We are so much unconnoisseur.
100 albums. I'm just graduating from kindergarten. I'm like, woohoo!
We looked down, and Black Codes from the Underground was our fingers, and we finally realized, oh, hey, baby anymore. I know what my fingers are.
That's it. That is it.
Yeah, I've heard you guys talk. I've heard you guys talk over and over and over again about Bix on how many of our episodes, and you Bix this and you Bix that, and you didn't know Bix, and now you know Bix, and you got a greater appreciation. Was it him that played in the cornfield?
Sure was. Hoagie Carmichael was driving him and Bix, to a gig out somewhere, maybe IU or something, and it's early in the morning.
Yeah,
and
they left college, IU.
Yep, and it's cold, and Bix says, "Pull over, I got to do something." And he got out, and I can't imagine waking the birds up at 2:30 in the morning in the cornfield. So,
Number 82, we have Mr. Stan Kenton plays Robert Gradinger. City of Glass is the title of the album. It's a Capitol Records, recorded the 5th of December, 1951.
Pass.
Thank you. On
read
2 occasions. Number 81, Django Reinhardt. The D is silent. Django Reinhardt, Volume 1. This was on Nexus. And this was a collection of recordings from 1934 and 1935. Django being gypsy jazz.
Again, we researched Django because we didn't understand it at first. The more we researched, the more we fell in love. And what a banging album. And Django's amazing. 3-finger guitar player.
Right.
My turn?
Dad's got his finger up.
Would you rather do Courtney Pine?
No, that's okay. I'll do Sarah. Here we go. Number 8.
I'd rather do Sarah.
Switch.
All right, take it then.
Okay. Again, we struggled on female vocalists, but here we have Sarah Vaughan. Sassy swings the Trivoli. That's what I said, right?
I've heard it both ways, yes.
It's a Mercury. You can find it LP and CD. Recorded July 63, 18th through 21st. That was the summer before I graduated in high school. So Sarah Vaughan, it's a banging album, and it's done live, which makes it even more appealing, more refreshing, because you get feedback from the audience. And I tell you, she's just spectacular.
Yeah.
Yes. Amazing.
So, yeah.
Amazing. So it's my turn now?
Please.
Okay. Number 79. Courtney Pine. And the name of the album is Journey to the Urge Within. It was released on the Island label on LP and CD, recorded in 1986. I wish I could go back and hear this album for the first time again.
No.
For the first time.
Yeah.
He blew me out of the water. And then when you put it together for me that, he was on the Jazz Warriors, go back and listen to that again. And then it starts to click how good Courtney Pine is and what he's done for the jazz community in general. And he still continues to do it.
Yes.
So
On none other than a bass clarinet.
correct. And his other album, Modern Day Jazz, that one pierced my soul. But Journey to the Urge Within, amazing.
Number 78, I get the opportunity to talk about Joe Harriott and John Mayer double quartet. I believe it was called the Joe Harriott double quartet under the direction.
Quintet.
That's what I meant to say. The double quintet under the direction of John Mayer. This
Was that Stan Getz?
No,
Stan Getz or
a
Stan
little bit
Kenton?
different. Indo Jazz Suite was the album's name. It was on EMI Columbia from 1965, and basically it featured the double quintet of Indian and jazz music. What a great fun album and a great introduction to some world jazz music.
You know, I remember recording the episode. Phil was with us from here in town. It was his first kind of jump into our journey with us. He didn't get it, and we talked so highly of it because you and I, we just seemed to get it.
Listening to the tabla and everything else that come with that. So,
Yep.
What's next?
Dad, you're up.
I am.
Yeah.
Number 77. Here we're introduced for the first time, Mr. Herbie Hancock. The New Standard is the title of this album. It's a verb. It's out on CD, recorded in 1995.
You can put a star around my head for this one.
Yes.
One of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, you can never go wrong listening to Mr. Herbie.
Mm-mm.
The man's got it. He brings it together. He plays through it, and just in a most marvelous way. And this playing the piano or whatever the keyboard is, I'm telling you, this guy, he's got it. He brings it to the table.
You know,
That's the kind of stuff you can gorge yourself on.
he's making a bold statement with the title, the
Yeah.
New Standard. He's
Yeah.
doing things his way, and he wants it to become what everyone
Yeah.
what everyone needs is this new standard.
And you listen today to John Baptiste doing his thing as well. So many people are stepping out to bring the new standards forward. It's just really great. That means me.
Yep.
This one was number 76, Cometa Quintet, Astomatic on Power Brothers, 1965. The beginning of Polish jazz for us. Again, bringing in some of the world music. What are you going to say, Dad?
I was going to say the P word, but I'd
Say
rather. No, you go. You're
I knew
already
that
in.
somebody was. That's why I tried to run it down. All right, then. I'll let you.
He didn't say it, so he's still got 3 more to go.
I'm gonna
What's
say-
next then?
Yeah, I'm going to say pass.
Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. Next, number 75 on the countdown. None other than Gary Burton. The name of the album, A Genuine Tong Funeral, was on the RCA Victor label, and this was recorded in 1967.
I remember the day y'all sending pictures of the tongs out back at the barbecue.
That's right.
So
July the 4th. It was July the 4th, and Phil was still here, and Dad was grilling, and I had him take a picture of the tongs this week. What a great album. Anyways, it's a weird album. Don't get me wrong. There's other Gary Burton albums. I love going back to Gary Burton. I'm a vocal vibraphone jazz fanatic. So love it.
Dad?
What's next?
I am again.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
How does it come up to me? So anyway, number 74, Jan Johansson, and this is another Jazz Para Semske,
Svenska.
at AB Megaphone. It's out on a CD and LP, and recorded in 1962 to 1964. I'm saying this. It has to grow on you.
Yeah.
If you're going to listen to it and let it ferment, basically, and just kind of roll it over and persist with it, but it might be a stretch for some.
All right, Drew, you're up.
Number 73, Steve Coleman and the Five Elements on Motherland Pulse. I'm sorry, not Motherland Pulse. The album was Motherland Pulse, and it was on JMT in 1985. Steve Coleman brought back, we got to meet Cassandra in the experiments that they had gone through in music, and now I'm drawing a blank on what he called it.
M-Bass.
Yes, M-Bass.
Yep.
So a whole new way of thinking about music and jazz in particular.
I struggled with Steve, but we got past it.
So then would we get past it too?
Number 72. Number 72 on the list, Woody Herman. The Thundering Herds is the name of the album. It was released on the Columbia label on LP and CD. This was another compilation from 1945 to 1947. What an amazing episode. You know, we all were in person downtown Fort Wayne. Phil was still here, so we did the Thundering Herds together. I'll never forget that episode. I love being together and recording that one. Such a fun episode to record. Such fun music to listen to anyways. So
Was that at the Electric Works where
Yep.
we did? Was that outside or indoors?
Indoors
Remember?
that day. We were inside that. Yep.
Yeah. Was
All
he
right.
with us for number 72 and Woody Herman, the Thundering Herds?
Yep. That's the one that I just read. So you're up next.
You just did Woody Herman?
Yep.
I thought you did Steve Coleman.
I did Steve. Matt did Woody.
Okay. Okay. Number 71, John Sermon and John Warren, Tales of the Algonquin. And I remember, I'm sorry, it's Dream
Yep. Durham label.
label. Is recorded in 1971. At least one of you guys was born at that time. And
You're old.
Tales of the Algonquin. And I remember talking about the history of the Algonquin tribe and how impressed we were about that. But this is music that's very much worth listening to and spending some time to go over. So it's Tales of the Algonquin. Now, is that available through?
Yep. All
Okay.
the major streaming platforms. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, good.
All right, Drew, you're up.
Number 70, Art Ensemble of Chicago, and the album was a fanfare for the Warriors. It was released on Atlantic in 1974.
Pass.
Yeah. Next.
I saved you. Number 69, Art Tatum and Ben Webster. The Art Tatum Ben Webster Quartet is the name of the album. It was on the Verve label on LP and CD, recorded in 1956. I remember the episode because Uncle Dave did Man on the Street for us in front of the Art Tatum statue in downtown Toledo.
Hello everyone, I'm standing at the Art Tatum Zone in downtown Toledo, Ohio. The statue that you see here of the keyboard was built in honor of Art Tatum, who was born here in 1909. Art Tatum's jazz influence is still felt in Toledo, Ohio, and around the world. Reporting for The Unconnoisseur, I'm Dave G.
Love Art Tatum and Ben Webster together.
And I'm looking forward to having a Man on the Street in Toledo again as they renew the structures that are down there for Art Tatum.
Yep,
Yeah, that was like a spiraled keyboard, wasn't it?
it was. Yep.
Yeah, that was
All right.
impressive.
All right, Dad, you're up.
Number 68, Mr. John Handy, recorded live at the Monterey Jazz Festival, Columbia record, LP, and a Coke CD. It was recorded in 1965, a very good year. The year after I graduated, by the way. And the fact that it was live at Monterey, I think we researched Monterey and where that was, and you guys gave me the information.
I remember thinking that there's no place in jazz for an electric violin until I heard this album, and the electric violin just makes the album for me. So I loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
And what we don't know, because we're going through the list, is that there'll be a few more of these from Monterey. And so you go back and look at how big of an impact Monterey Jazz Fest had. That takes us to number 67. But before I announce that, bakers, your time is now half up. Make sure that those ovens are nice and warm. So that's just quoting American British or British Cake Bake Off. So number 67, hot to trot, is Jelly Roll Morton. The album was Birth of the Hot, the classic Chicago Red Hot Peppers. It was released on RCA Bluebird. It was a collection of Mr. Jelly Roll Morton's music from 1926 and 1927. Some would argue that his claim to being the father of jazz is wrong. However, he may very well be that arrogant.
He carried his money in a trunk. That's what I remember. Everywhere he went.
Yeah, I like this album because of nostalgia and the sound, the production of it. What I heard was decent. It's not the scratchy, chick 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 kind of stuff.
Pretty scratchy, but
yeah,
it was not as scratchy as Bix.
No, nope. What I like is number 66. Oliver Nelson. Oliver Nelson. The name of the album is The Blues and the Abstract Truth. It was released on the Impulse label, LP and CD, recorded 1961. You can put a big old star around my head. This for me may be number 2 on my top 10.
Wow.
Again, we did not know what was coming up. We flipped the magazine around, and who's Oliver Nelson and why is there Blues and the Abstract Truth? Who is he? You put in that album, immediately I was drawn to Oliver Nelson. I haven't done his whole compilation of work, but I've done a lot of his work. Love the Blues and the Abstract Truth.
Well, let's make no mistake. It had Freddie Hubbard, Eric Dolphy, George Morrow, Bill Evans, Paul Chambers, and Roy Haynes. I mean, come on. Mr. PC himself,
Mr. PC
along
himself.
with Eric Dolphy and your favorite trumpet man crush, Freddie Hubbard.
Yeah, man crush on Freddie. I don't care. I loved every minute of it.
All right. That leads us to Tad.
Yep.
Oh, good. Number 65. How does this work out?
I don't know.
This is fantastic. Betty Carter and the audience with Betty Carter. It's a Bet Carr Records album or track, and the Verb on a CD. Recorded December 1979. And this is where I actually started with you all. I've got a note here that I started on number 65, coming on a regular basis and bringing comic relief to you guys, and giving you somebody to laugh at as a definite unconnoisseur.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What's next?
Although it was number 78, John Harriet, when we were home in Fort Wayne, you were guests with Phil, so we had the 4 of us on there, but I do have that scribed through. 65 was the beginning.
Yep.
So welcome to the channel. I'm glad you could join us. And that takes us to number 64. None other than Roland Kirk, Rosh Hashan Kirk. The album, easier said than done. We Free Kings. It was actually out on Mercury, 1961. He was the only man we ever knew that could play a nose flute.
Yep.
Nose recorder. And play a trio by himself on 3 saxophones all at the same time.
Plays a trio by himself.
Matt, how did this work out, baby? How did this work out?
I do not know. But coming up next on the list, number 63, Maria Schneider, Concert in the Garden. Now, Drew, before this, we had no skin in the game. We could find the music on YouTube Music, on iTunes, on Spotify. It wasn't until we had some skin in the game, and we both put down $10 for her album, not knowing what we were getting into, okay? How much it would change me. This album changed me forever. Concert in the Garden. It was on Artist Share, released on CD, recorded March of 2004. I got to see. Just let me show you. Here, just let me show you. Ready?
You got an
Wow.
autograph.
I got an autograph
That's
in my
fantastic.
magazine. Yes, that's Moses signing my Bible. For those of you who wonder, yes.
I'm surprised that you haven't, maybe you will. You'll kind of cut that out.
Oh no, no, it's
Oh.
staying right here forever.
You don't want to put it in a frame?
Nope.
No,
No,
now that we're done, I'm thinking about packing this magazine up and putting it on a shelf. I'll order a new one just so that I can go through it again. But as fragile as this has become, as important it's become, yeah, I can say put it on the shelf.
If you haven't heard Maria Schneider, please invest $10 on Artist Share and download her album.
And
Download the other one as well, Data Lords. That one is almost
yep.
better.
This is a rare opportunity because of her fight and struggle against music being shared online. We reached out to her and her manager to see if we could use audio clips on our YouTube channel, to which we got permission from Maria Schneider directly about using the audio clips. So check out our link and our conversation to hear a little bit of that album. If you don't want to buy it before you listen.
Yeah.
We have just about a 1-minute clip. So,
Yep.
Dad, who is next on this?
I was thinking about Maria and how important it has become. Seems like her name comes up quite often as we move through the next
Yeah.
the next ones, and
Yep.
yeah.
It does.
You got
And you
me.
can put a big old star right around my head for Maria
Yeah.
Schneider.
Okay, can I say for myself, pass?
Sure. I'll read it. Ready?
62, Lenny Tristano on Atlantic, 54 and 55. Now, Dad gets to announce 1961.
There you go.
61.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, this is great. Esborn Svensson Trio, number 61, from Gagarin's Point of View. And I listened to a couple tracks of that this afternoon, and everybody needs to listen to this album. Even if you say, well, I don't like jazz. No, it doesn't matter. You got to listen to this album. It's on the ACT label, as recorded November 1998. Everybody's got to listen to this. I'm sorry, but you got to go there.
All right. Again, we turning the page. We're sliding our dividers down so we know what's coming up. And we get to Esbjorn Svensson. We have no clue who it is, no clue what the music sounds like. You put in Gagarin's Point of View, and I'm just so stoked. I was just amazed at what I was listening to. And of course, I pretty much have made it through Esbjorn's.
This throws us back, though, to EST, to where Swedish jazz began, number 74, Jan Johansson. So
Correct.
It's a Swedish band playing some of the most beautiful work.
But then my man Pat plays a whole tribute album to Esbjorn because of his accident and passing away unexpectedly.
Well, and Gagarin, of course, Yuri Gagarin, the first Russian astronaut out in space, or first Russian cosmonaut out in space.
Yep.
And that takes you into some cool territory out in outer space, which brings us to number 60, Gil Evans, Out of the Cool. That was on Impulse, and that was recorded in 1960. What a great album that was to follow EST.
Dad, I remember your commentary on the episode. You had so much to say about Out of the Cool. What an amazing album it was for me.
Yeah.
Of course, Gil being a major influence in Maria Schneider. So it was a big album for me to listen to as well. Her and Gil worked together on multiple occasions, doing stuff together. So he was big for me as well. Coming in at number 59, we've got the Jerry Mulligan Quartet. The name of the album, the Jerry Mulligan Quartet with Chet Baker. It was released on the Pacific Jazz Records on LP and CD, 1953.
Okay, number 58, Charles Lloyd, Forest Flower. Charles Lloyd at Monterey. Again, we go back to Monterey, which means obviously this is a live album, and Atlantic, and released September 1966. That's a good year. That's the year your mama graduated from high school.
With Keith Jarrett on the piano and Jack DeJohnette on the drums. So Big
little,
one.
little did we know that Keith Jarrett was going to mean so much to us
Yep.
coming forward.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Drew,
That's,
you're up.
take us to 57. Mr. Thelonious Sphere Monk, The Genius of Modern Music, Volume 1 on Blue Note, 1947 and 1948. Mr. Monk himself. And that would also tell me this. If you haven't bought your Jazzwise magazine, you should order it online. That way you can follow 100 down to 1. Don't skip any. Do it directly. And Bakers, got 15 minutes left.
All right, perfect. Number 50.
15 minutes?
Yeah, 15 minutes. 56, number 56, Count Basie, the original American Decca Records. It was released on the MCA and the GRP label, recorded a compilation from 37 to 39. It was tough because it was so long. This was a long one to get through. I remember not struggling to get through it, but it was a lot of Count Basie to get through this long
For a 1 week listen, yeah.
Yep.
So
All right.
he's basically a big band guy, right?
I'm going to punch you in the throat every time you say that. I'm reaching through right now. Kawaka.
I'm surprised.
Did you
You
guys
didn't get
see
your
Count
mute
Basie
out.
Band before?
I think we've seen him. We've seen him once here in Fort Wayne.
I think so.
I love you
I
too.
think.
All right, Dad, number 55 is all you.
Oh my. Oh, this is great. Wayne Shorter. The album, too loud.
Speak
The
no evil.
album, the album is Speak No Evil, put out by Blue Note. And we especially like Blue Note. It's not like we don't appreciate and respect the other, but Blue Note has some picking musicians that are on their label. This album came out, recorded December 24th. And tomorrow's the 23rd. And 1964, which is a really good year.
Their all-star album.
Yeah. So y'all go to Speak No Evil and listen to Mr. Wayne Shorter.
Number
right, Drew.
54, John Coltrane, Ascension. It
Pass.
was out on Impulse label, 1965. What a free jazz album this was. I cannot
Pass. I said pass.
Then go ahead and announce 53.
Number 53, Peter Brotzman.
Yes.
The album was Machine Gun on FMP, LP, and CD. All right, Dad, you're up.
Now,
number
if I'm
52.
not mistaken, that's 3 passes for Matt and 2 for Dad. So y'all are going to have to deal with what comes next.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Dad, you're up.
No,
52.
Actually, it was just 2 for me. Come on.
Yeah.
3
2
for
for
Matt,
you.
2 for you.
2 for me, 2 for you.
2?
You got one more.
Okay, good. I might need it. Coleman Hawkins. This is Coleman Hawkins, a retrospective from 1929 to actually 1963. I read that right. RCA Bluebird label, and it's out on CD. Again, it's recorded, obviously a compilation from 1929 to 1963.
This is another one that I had to purchase. So this is not available online or streaming. So I had to purchase this and share it with you two Yahoos so that you could listen to it.
And to have compilations ranked as 100 albums that shook the world is kind of tough. When you've got 3 or 4 hours worth of music to get through, just to understand what it was, we may have taken 2 weeks instead of 1. We didn't do that. We were just trying to keep on moving because you never know what's coming next. Like the next album, the greatest ever, 1951. No, not the greatest album ever, just the greatest trumpet player ever. Right up there with Clark Terry. I'm sorry, second, maybe third, because you got Fast Navarro in there too. Number
And what about
51.
Winton?
He's on the bottom of my list when it comes to Clifford Brown. He's like number 5 or 10. Clifford Brown and Max Roach. The Clifford Brown Max Roach Quintet on MRC from 1954. Clifford had a short life but made a big impact that still lasts today. And that takes us to
Number
Yeah.
50.
Number 50. Oh,
Okay.
that's me. Oh, me. Is that me?
No, you go.
Okay, number 50. Horace Silver, Blowing the Blues Away is the name of the album. It was on Blue Note label on LP and CD, recorded in 1959, the golden year of jazz. Again, we did not hear anything previous to this from Horace Silver. We had no idea. Banging, blew me away. Put a favorite around my head. Bing. That's all I have to say.
Number 49. Now, unfortunately, it worked out that I introduced this, not one of y'all trumpet players, because this would be the first. Is this not the first Miles that we get to listen to?
Yep.
Birth of the Cool. And again, I think this album is worth hearing over and over again. It's a Capitol record label. It was recorded January 21st, 22nd, April of 49, and March the 9th of 1950. And I would concur that just based on the album title, The Birth of the Cool, this is such a cool album. And so it's understandable that Miles would, whoever labels this album, Birth of the Cool.
Yep.
Okay.
That takes us then to purple and blue. Number 48 on our countdown. He had shaken us up and still releasing albums today. Mr. Pharoah Sanders. The album was Karma. It was released on Impulse in 1969. It may not have been our mainstream jazz favorites or even our taste, but it became an album that really did shake us up. Our scores were pretty high based on the creativity of that.
You know, it's a tough listen because that first song is 28 minutes long and the second song is only 8 minutes long, but there's only 2 songs on the album. But what an amazing piece of work. I've gone back over and over and over. I don't want to say it's on my rut list, but it may be on my rut list. If I don't have something that I can pick to listen to, Karma comes up all the time. Takes us to number 47 on the countdown. The Stan Tracy Quartet, Jazz Suite, inspired by Dylan Thomas's Under Milkwood is the name of the album. It was on Columbia Records' Land Down series, recorded March 14th of 1965.
So that takes us to number 46. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Takes us, you said Stan Tracy, right?
Yep.
Not Stan Getz.
Not Stan Getz. Yep.
Not Stan Getz. Number 46, Dizzy Gillespie, Showing Up. A Music Craft recording in 1945 and 1946. And again, this is my introduction to Dizzy Gillespie. I'm sure I've heard of him before, but to hear him at this point, at this time with you all was something special. And I don't know, you guys might know this, how many albums he's produced, he's been on, and how many side man that he filled in. It's just amazing.
And it was also the first introduction to none other than Charlie Parker.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Two.
We failed to realize this week how big in the jazz community Dizzy actually was. It's not that we didn't give the album due diligence, but I scored it really high, but I may not have given it the due diligence it deserves. Yep. All right, Drew, you're up.
And then looking back at Miles filling in for Diz when they were playing with Parker.
Oh, yeah. Oh, banging.
So what a great one. Then that takes me to number 45, which Matt can't pass on, and that would be none other than Mr. Sun Ra from Saturn. This was the album The Magic City on LP, on Impulse, LP and CD, and it was from the year of 1973. It is really a look at alternative jazz music and a bizarre character.
Mm-hmm. I'll say.
So 44 on the list.
Number 44, Nina Simone. The name of the album is Nina Simone in Concert. It was released on the Philips label on LP and CD, recorded live in 1964.
Anything else you want to say about that?
Nope.
Okay. Benny Goodman and his orchestra, trio and quartet, jazz concert number 2, 1937 to 1938. It's a Phillips recording. It was done in, again, number two recording, recording 37 and 38. Benny Goodman. And obviously, Benny Goodman has been around a long time. He was a gold standard, obviously, for big band and the big band era. And unfortunately, the way the economy, the war, and everything else, and the cost of putting a big band together, kind of the evolution actually died out. So we don't have the same feel, the same flavor, unless you get an opportunity to listen to, what's his name, Count Basie,
Yeah, Count Basie.
because he's still very much alive.
I said, speak no evil, and you speak much evil. But that's all right, because there's always a sermon coming. And when it comes to Jimmy Smith on that organ, he's going to give you a sermon. That was number 42 from Blue Note in 1958. So even though you're speaking evil, Jimmy's going to bring you a sermon.
Yes.
Right. That's right. And then when you're done with the sermon, you're going to hop on a train, baby, and go back to the collard greens and the fried chicken, because we are going to talk about number 41, John Coltrane. This is our first introduction to Coltrane on this list.
Second introduction.
Second introduction,
You
because we had a
passed
section.
one.
You're right. The name of the album is Blue Train. It was released on the Blue Note label in 1957. You can put a star around my head for this one. One of my all-time favorites.
And
Loved
as
it.
our resident Coltrane expert, who has gorged on all of Coltrane's albums in the last 3 months?
Just it this morning.
Congratulations.
Excellent. So we're moving from the Blue Train. It might take us to New York, New York. An album by George Russell. It's a Decca Impulse recording done in several over a period of time, but finally March the 25th of the golden year 1959. And if you've never been to New York, yes, if you've never been to New York and you don't have much of a desire, go to this album and he will take you to New York. You will experience what New York is all about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 39 then, because there's a lot to say about George Russell. I'm finishing up the episode, by the way, and I just talked about the Lydian chromatic concept of tonal organization, the book that he had written. But number 39 on our list was Miles Davis plus 19, under the direction of Gil Evans, throwing us back to Birth of the Cool, Out of the Cool. This album here from Miles was listed as Miles Ahead, and it was on Columbia in 1957.
What's that white chick doing on the cover of my album? That's not what Stan Getz said. Stan Getz, number 38 on the countdown. Stan Getz, the name of the album was West Coast Jazz on the Verve label on LP and CD.
Number 37. Again, I have the privilege of talking about Billie Holiday. And here's a superstar. And I'm sorry, but let me finish the complete original American Decca recordings, GRP label. It was done October 44 to March 1950. Remind me, did she start late in life? And was she the vocalist who didn't get recognized early? Or was that one of the others?
Billie Holiday was picked up early.
Yep.
Ah, yes.
She would
Yes.
almost on the streets.
You're up. Do it.
Nope, switch.
Rich? Okay. Coming in at number 36. Cannonball Adderley, the name of the album, Something Else. It was released on the Blue Note label. Year is 1958. For me, yep, there's your timer. For me, this is number one. Above Blues and the Abstract Truth, Cannonball Adderley, Something Else, my top favorite
What a
of this
heck
of the
yeah.
countdown.
Heck yeah. That means at number 35, I wanted to switch with Matt so I could say the passionate man of jazz, Charles Mingus, the Black Saint and the Center Lady. This came out on Impulse in 1963. I call him the passionate man of jazz, but I think that the world called him the angry man of jazz. We get to another album of his coming up, which was Shebangin', but this album right here just really, you start to hear the differences. You know, we have different leaders. You're not used to seeing a bass man lead a crowd or lead the band, but he is the leader of the pack in the Black Saint and Center Lady, and Charles is just a passionate dude about his music. Now, I want to ask you two Yahoos a question. We're cruising right along. For the audience and us as well, do we want to just get through the list and push it over an hour? Or do we just hang up the telephone and say, I love you?
I think we agreed that we'd go an hour.
Yep. Unfortunately, they're just going to have to go watch the full-length episodes of 35 and below so that they can get a sense of the best 35 on the list.
Okay.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
I'm sorry I didn't make it all the way through the list, but with the 1 hour time limit and the few comments that we made about each album, Drew, you didn't use any of your passes. Were you saving those for the top 5?
Yes. 1, 2, and 3. We weren't going to talk about them anyways. No. So here, I've got a question for you. So we just took a time out. We wanted to dialogue just briefly about this. We wanted to keep it under an hour for the listeners. However, there are a few non-negotiables that we really did want to talk about. So we've picked 2 apiece. We'll wrap up our episode this week with those 2. So, Dad, what are your 2 non-negotiables that you wanted to make sure we covered in the top 35?
Good. Thank you. Number 34, actually, is Miss Ella Fitzgerald. Ella in Berlin, Mackinac. It's a Verb recording done February the 13th of 1960. And Mackinac, she knocks it out and she forgets the words and she starts scat. And she even says, oh, wait, I forgot, but I can do this. Let's keep the music rolling. And she blows them away.
Smack the knife. They don't understand what I'm saying. I forgot the words.
So that's Ella. Number 25 is Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. Moanin', baby, moanin'. It's a blue note.
Yeah.
October, of all things, October 30th, 1958. And October 30th is a number you guys should know.
Huh.
I wonder why.
Somebody's born day, right?
October 30th. It's a
30th.
day that you guys can't live without.
I bet that would be the old man's birthday.
That day was my birthday. So I said moaning. And you will not be moaning when you listen to this.
No.
You won't be groaning. What's the word? You'll be what's a word that would go with that?
You know, what's the word?
Yeah.
Juking?
Jiving.
Yeah. Jiving well.
Grooving.
If you can make it through Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers as a musician, you can write your ticket to whatever you want to do. Anybody who comes through the Jazz Messengers has been a superstar. All right, now for my two, I could not go on the list without number 31, Pat Metheny. The name of the album is 8081. It's on the ECM label on LP and CD, recorded in 1980. If I didn't talk about Pat Metheny, I would be blue in the face because he's my man. I've been in love with Pat's music for a very, very long time. 8081, however, is not one of my all-time favorite albums, but I could not be a jazz fan without mentioning Pat Metheny, 8081. For my other album, number 11 on the list, Dave Brubeck Quartet. The name of the album is Time Out. It's on the Columbia label in 1959, the golden year of jazz anyways. This is the first jazz album to become a gold record, sell more than 1 million copies, and it did it very, very quickly. It's just an amazingly easy album to listen to and to get into. It's a gateway into jazz, in my opinion. So number 11, Brubeck.
Absolutely.
Love it so much. I listened to it this morning.
Blue Ronda a la Turk, baby.
Oh,
Blue
1 2 1 2
Ronda a la
1
Turk.
2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3.
Talking about 1 2 3, I'm going to go to number 23 on my 2 non-negotiables. Bud Powell, The Amazing Bud Powell came out on Blue Note. It was a collection from 49 to 51. And Bud Powell, to me, just, you talk about pianists, and you think of Bill Evans, think of Thelonious Monk, but Bud Powell had a style that for decades people have tried to replicate and to play like. Short life as well. But I look at Bud Powell and I think about his little brother, Richie, who had played with my man, Clifford Brown.
Mm-hmm.
So those two hit pretty personal to me. When we leave that hard bop, the opposite end of things is my other non-negotiable, and that's number 18. The pianist, none other than Keith Jarrett. We mentioned him because of our experience with Forest Flower from Charles Lloyd. And so going to this number 18 Cone concert is a jazz solo piano concert with all of the great history and the rich understanding that we gained on this concert. It still moves me. It will excite me and get my blood pumping. I can also relax to it and fall asleep to it. It's all over the place. So Keith Jarrett, Cone concert, number 18 on that list.
Hearing Keith just let go of everything, even his emotions and his vocals during the album, that's what does it for me. He is just releasing everything. He's letting it all happen right then and there. Such an amazing album.
It really is. Well,
go ahead, finish it up. Thank you for letting us do a little extra on the top 35. Again, if you want to see full episodes, please subscribe to the channel. Give us a like on some of these videos. This is our journey into jazz. You may not have picked it for your own journey, but I am so glad and so happy that we used this guide as our journey into jazz. 100 albums is a great start. It's a foundation for us to build on in the future, which is what we hope to do moving forward, is just continue to build on this great foundation of music that we've listened to the last 100 weeks. Yep. Yeah, the last 100 weeks. So thank you so much.
Congratulations to you guys again for the process, for the perseverance, the persistence that you have to produce this. And Drew, the work you put into it, and Matt, the slideshows and the information you provide, the professionalism that's there, obviously. Though you guys might consider yourselves connoisseurs, it's like Drew said, so you've gone from kindergarten to first, second, third grade, and that's outstanding. But there's so much more to dive into. So
I can't
good
wait.
work, guys.
I can't wait.
The journey of jazz is a long journey.
Yeah.
Pack a lunch, baby.
Yeah.
Pack a lunch.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
That's it. Well, Matt, go ahead, Dad.
Put your running shoes on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To say the words that you've spoken week after week, whatever y'all do it to jazz. Yeah. We thank you for joining us as you've done it. Cheers.